Okay, the next one we're going to do is, let's do 46. If we want to graph a line that has a y-intercept of 0, 3/4, this is pretty basic, but if I give this to people, they will overthink it and get it wrong. I have people get this wrong on the quiz. Slope is -2/3. If I give you the slope and the y-intercept, all you guys have to do is plug that into y equals mx plus b. If I say write the equation of the line, write the equation of the line, then you're going to go y equals mx plus b, and you are done. Please do not stare at that and think, what do I do? What do I do? Which will happen because you're thinking, especially when we do this test over the whole chapter, there's a lot of tricky things in this chapter, and this is not tricky, and students overthink this. So when it's a simple problem, don't overthink it. Y equals mx plus b. If I get, and I know this is the b because it's an ordered pair 0 something. B is your y-intercept. So if I tell you it goes to the point 0, 7, then 7 is your y-intercept. This is your slope, so that's your m. So you just plug them in to your equation. Now, I could tell you, this is like number 50 in your book, that it could go through the point -5, -1, and have a slope of -3. It's really easy to do the algebra when you have an integer, when you don't have a fraction, okay? So I like to use point slope, okay? The point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, I like that. A lot of people just use y equals mx plus b, and they plug in the x and y value for x and y, plug in the m, and solve for b. But if you use this formula, it's already in the form of your equation. It's just my preference. Either one is perfectly fine though. So if I was using this formula, y minus y1 is going to give me y plus 1, because it's a -1 minus the -1. M is -3, and then x minus x1 is x plus 5. So y plus 1 is equal to -3x minus 15, and then I subtract 1 from both sides, and I get -3x minus 16. So that's how I write the equation of a line. If you do it this way, then your y is -1, your m is -3, your x is -5. So -1 is equal to 15 plus b. Move that over, you get -16 is equal to b. And so your equation is y equals m, which we know is -3, plus b, which you just found. So you get the same equation either way. It is just your preference. You might want to know this formula because your final might say, which of the following, because remember it's multiple choice, which of the following is the equation of the line that goes through -5, -1, has slope of -3, and then it will have this. Like it will just have the first step of the point slope formula. And so be aware of it so that you don't have to rearrange this to get it to that, do this, and then see which one it is, okay? So even if you don't use point slope, know it so that you can recognize it. Okay, let's do one with a fraction in it. Okay, so let's say it goes through 8, -5, and the slope is 3/4. We'll do an easy one first, okay? So if I were to write that equation, it would be y plus 5 is equal to m times x minus 8. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Remember, this is your x1 and your y1. So then you have y plus 5 is equal to 3/4 x minus. Now when you take a number times a fraction, you divide by the bottom and times by the top. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So you get 6. Then you need to subtract 5 from both sides. Y equals 3/4 x minus 11. So I said that one was easier because when I took 3/4 times 8, I got an integer. We'll do one that's not an integer. Okay, any questions about this? Okay, let me do another one, then I'll have you guys do some examples on your own. Let's say I have negative 9, 2, and my slope is 3/5. Okay? If I want to write the equation of the line that goes through negative 9, 2 and has a slope of 3/5, then my formula is going to be y minus 2 equals 3/5 times x plus 9. So y minus 2 doesn't change. Then I distribute this. So I have 3/5 x plus, now 9 divided by 5 is not an integer. So I'm just going to take 9 times 3 and get 27. That's my numerator. And this 9 is like 9 over 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. So when you take a whole number times a fraction and it doesn't reduce, you just take the number times the top. Like that's how you get your new numerator. Then when you add this over, like I need to add 2 to both sides, I have to have common denominators. So I've got to put it over 5. So 2 is the same as 10 over 5. You got to take this number times your denominator, and then you put it over that denominator. You double check by saying, well, what's 10 divided by 5? Well, that's 2. Yep, that's what I want it to equal. Okay? If this would have been 3, I would have put 15 over 5, etc. Then add that together. So your answer is 3/5 x plus 37 over 5. Okay? So let me give you guys a couple to do. Let's say it goes through 12, negative 4, and let's say the slope is 5/6, and do negative 3, 11, and the slope is positive 2/7. Okay? So if you're watching these videos, pause the video and try to do those.